Ms. Kevin Warsh, thank you for being with us today, and we're excited about the opportunity to discuss America's economy with you. This is really about the kitchen table. People across our country want to have confidence in our institutions that your nomination goes in the direction of reinforcing why they should have confidence in the institutions. You've been nominated by the President to be the chairman of the Federal Reserve System. The Federal Reserve plays a powerful role in our economy. Monetary policy choices made at the Federal Reserve can affect the Americans' ability to buy groceries, whether or not they can afford a home, how far their paycheck goes, especially at the end of the month. And in South Carolina, I hear all the time how families are working hard, doing everything right, and still feeling squeezed. Bidenomics made prices go up, and paychecks have not kept pace. Too many parents are stretching every single dollar they have just to cover the basics. And too many workers are wondering when the economy will start to feel stronger at their kitchen table, not just on paper. Congress, President Trump, and his administration are focusing on fixing the disastrous mistakes of Bidenomics to restore Americans' confidence in our economy. Through efforts like the Working Families Tax Cut bill, we are helping Americans keep more of their hard-earned money. Compared to the average tax return under President Biden over 4 years, the average return is up 24% since then. Just in the last year, the average tax return is now around $3,400, an 11% increase because President Trump and his leadership decided to focus on hardworking Americans who are struggling to make ends meet, paycheck to paycheck. Nearly half the country, half the returns filed in 2026 claimed either a deduction for tipped income, overtime earnings, senior citizens, or auto loan interest for major parts of the Working Families Tax Cut bill that every single person on this dais to the right voted for. Under President Trump's leadership, Americans are keeping more of their hard-earned money, about $300 more every month. It is necessary that Congress continues to put money back in the hands of everyday Americans, and that is why it is important, and I want to be clear here, that is why it is important that we confirm Kevin Warsh to be the Federal Reserve Chair. The Federal Reserve has a clear dual mandate to promote stable prices and maximum employment. The policies of the Fed therefore directly affect Americans' cost of living and their income. And when the Fed is successful in fulfilling its dual mandate, affordability improves, with Americans taking home more money and paying less for everyday necessities. Unfortunately, in recent years, the Fed has faced real challenges. There have been questions about its decisions, its focus, and whether it has engaged in issues far outside its jurisdiction. Under the Biden administration, the Federal Reserve appeared to move with the political winds, raising real concerns about politics and weaponizing one of the most powerful weapons we have for good economically, the entire Federal Reserve System. For example, under the Biden administration, the Fed pushed climate-focused initiatives only to reverse that climate agenda as soon as President Trump took office. When actions appear to shift with changing political priorities, it can undermine confidence in the independence of this great institution. An independent Federal Reserve is essential to achieving its mission. Markets depend on it. Families depend on it, and that independence must be protected. The American people expect the Federal Reserve to stay focused on the economy, not politics. Today's hearing is an opportunity to refocus the Federal Reserve on its dual mandate to increase economic stability and affordability for everyday Americans. Kevin Warsh is battle-tested and brings the necessary experience from his time as a Federal Reserve governor during the Great Recession. During his first term as governor, he helped our economy through the crisis and restored faith in the economy. He has seen the economy in its darkest days and understands how economic decisions affect job growth, our economy, and the opportunities that we have come to love as Americans. We want every citizen in this country to have a chance to live their version of the American dream. And that means having our private sector economy running as strong as possible, which means your focus has to be on everyday Americans and not politicians, not the political wins, but on everyday Americans who desperately want to restore their confidence in our institutions. Today, this committee will examine the plans Mr. Warsh has for his return to the Fed, this time as chair, and how he plans to lead the institution at a critical moment to deliver lower cost and real relief for working families. For folks back home in the great state of South Carolina and across the country, the goal is simple. They want lower costs and more opportunities. The Federal Reserve plays a key role in bringing prices down and helping wages go up. Confirming Kevin Warsh will make sure that affordability is at the center of our economic agenda.